right, let's dive into a really enchanting fairy tale today. It's from the north, all about this snow-covered kingdom, a king and queen who are just completely worried, and their 12 mysterious princesses. And believe me, the secret they're hiding, it's going to change everything. So our story kicks off in this kingdom called Zamordistan. Picture this, a place where the sun only peeks out for a few hours each day, but the nights, the nights are just lit up with stars. The people there were super warm-hearted, used to the chill, and they were ruled by a king, Saram Khan, wise but always a little sad, and his gentle queen, Nisa. Now, the real heart of this kingdom, and honestly the source of its biggest mystery, was its 12 princesses. Everybody loved them, but they were carrying this secret, and it cast this quiet, kind of unsettling shadow over the whole palace. So yeah, the king and queen had 12 daughters. Can you imagine? Each one was totally unique and just as beautiful as a snowflake. It's no surprise the people of Zamurdistan had a special name for them, the 12 White Princesses. I mean, their beauty was the stuff of legends. Skin as white as fresh snow, and they moved so gracefully they were like living, walking flowers. But here's the strange part. All that beauty was wrapped up in this deep, profound silence. You never ever heard them laugh. And the rumor was they stayed up all night, every night, just staring at the moon. And as time passed, this silence, it didn't get better. It actually got deeper. The whole mystery of the 12 princesses started to become the main topic of whispers echoing through those cold palace halls. You can bet the king was getting more and more worried. So everyone's trying to figure it out, right? Are they cursed? Is that what's going on? Some people whispered, no, they're daughters of the moon goddess. But my favorite theory, the most poetic one, was that they weren't even human, that they were something else entirely, Roshni ke Paikar, which means basically beings made of pure light. Okay, so this wasn't just rumors and speculation. The royal doctors and advisors, they found something, a real clue, and it was a startling one. Every single night, right on the stroke of midnight, a brilliant white light would just flare up in the windows of all 12 princesses' rooms at the exact same time. Well, the queen had had enough. She was desperate for answers, so she decided to figure it out herself. One night, she follows her daughters, totally in secret, but just as she opens the door to their rooms, bam, she's hit with this overwhelming white light and she just faints. When she wakes up, she's all alone in the snowy palace garden. The only clue, a faint, glowing path in the snow, showing where they might have gone. So, right when the mystery seems like it's never going to be solved, a new character walks onto the scene. A young traveler shows up in Zamurdistan, and he claims he knows what's going on. He says he understands the princess's silence. This traveler's name was Elon. He goes right to the king and says, and this is amazing, they are guardians of light and a shadow has fallen upon their hearts. Just that one sentence completely changes how you look at the whole thing. Suddenly, it's not a curse, is it? It's a duty, a heavy burden that they've been carrying all this time in silence. Well, the king is definitely intrigued. He gives Eslan permission to get to the bottom of it. So that night, Eslan hides himself in the palace garden, just waiting for midnight. He's ready to see the secret ritual for himself. And sure enough, as the moon hits its highest point in the sky, the 12 princesses emerge. And get this, they're wearing these white robes that don't look like they're made of cloth at all. It's like they're made of pure, woven light. I mean, what a breathtaking sight that must have been. And as they start to walk, this incredible magic starts to happen. The snow under their feet, it doesn't melt. Instead, it starts to glow, creating this luminous, almost otherworldly path leading away from the palace. So Elon, he follows them super quietly down this glowing path of light, and it leads him to a hidden passage deep inside the snowy mountains. He ends up in this place that feels like the top of the world, where the sky seems to meet the earth. And it's there, standing by this silent, mirror-like lake, that Elon finally gets it, the truth. The princesses weren't cursed, they weren't trapping light. Their whole purpose was the complete opposite. They were there to release it into the world. He watches as the princesses close their eyes and these tiny little birds made of pure light just emerge from them. They fly up into the air and then vanish, sent out into the world to become fireflies, twinkling and fighting back the darkness. That was their secret, their silent nightly duty. And you know what? Once their secret was out, once it was understood and shared, that huge burden was just lifted. And the change that followed was instant and incredible. It didn't just change the princesses, it changed the whole kingdom. I mean, the very next morning, it was like a different world. For the first time ever, you could hear the princesses laughing, and that sound echoed all through the palace. Their plain white gowns, they suddenly burst into these vibrant colors, blues, greens, pinks. Even the air outside felt different, filled with the smell of flowers. And this change, it was permanent. The snow was still there in Zamardistan, but it felt softer, somehow kinder. Every single evening, the people would look up and see 12 white fireflies in the sky. The princesses were finally free. Their duty was done, and their light was now this eternal gift to the world. And just like that, a beautiful piece of folklore was born. The story of the 12 white princesses became a legend. You know, it was a way for people to explain the magic of the world around them. And in a way, their light still lives on in the night sky. So this story really leaves us with a powerful idea, doesn't it? The princesses, they had this light they were meant to share, even when it felt like a silent, heavy burden. It kind of makes you think, what unique light does each of us carry inside? And how are we supposed to share that with the world? Definitely something to ponder. Thanks for joining me for this one.